These peach macarons are filled with a delicious homemade peach jam, streusel crumbs, and cinnamon cream cheese frosting. Let's start by making the macaron shells. Sift the almond flour and the powdered sugar together and set it aside. Place a bowl over a pan with barely simmering water. Add the sugar, egg white powder to the bowl if using. Remember, egg white powder is optional. Whisk the sugar and the egg white powder. Add the egg whites to the bowl and whisk until the sugar is completely melted. Test by touching the mixture between your fingers, and if you don't feel any sugar granules, you can remove it from the heat. Start whipping the syrup on low and then increase the speed to medium. Whisk on medium for a few minutes until the mixture is white and starting to become fluffy. Raise the speed to medium-high and whip for a few more minutes until stiff peaks are formed. When you pull up the whisk, the peaks should be stiff and shooting straight up, and the meringue collected on the bottom of the whisk should be fluffy with defined waves. Now we're going to start the macaronage. Pour the sifted powdered sugar and almond flour into the stiff meringue. Start folding, forming a letter J with a spatula. Once the dry ingredients have incorporated with the meringue and you see no more flour or powdered sugar, divide the batter between 3 bowls. You will need a small amount of batter for the green leaves, probably between a half and 1 cup would do. To the green bowl, add a green leaf food coloring. Fold until the batter has achieved the perfect consistency. Transfer it to a piping bag lined with a tip 3. To the orange bowl, I add a little bit of peach food coloring, a little bit of mauve, and a little bit of orange. Fold the batter until it has achieved the perfect consistency and it's flowing off the spatula slowly and effortlessly. To the pink bowl, I add a fuchsia and electric purple. Remember with each individual batter to stir until it's flowing off the spatula slowly and effortlessly on a V shape. And the batter that falls back into the bowl takes about 20 seconds to incorporate back with the batter that's already in the bowl. Lay out a piece of plastic wrap on the counter, pour the orange batter on one side and pour the pink right next to it. Roll the plastic wrap onto itself to form a log. Snip the ends with scissors. Place the plastic with the batters inside the piping bag lined with the number 10 piping tip. Pipe the peaches by placing the piping bag on the top left of the shape, dragging the batter to the bottom, and then move the bag up to the top right and pipe the batter, moving the bag towards the bottom again. Pipe the leaves using the tip number 3. Make sure to pipe enough batter on the leaves. The batter should be as thick as the peach batter. This way the shape is going to be less likely to crack. You can use a toothpick to pop any air bubbles in the surface of the shells and smooth out the batter where needed. Rest the macarons completely until they're dry to the touch. This is very important when making shapes. If you don't rest the macarons, they tend to crack or have very small feet. After you're done piping the macarons, you can sprinkle some gold sugar or turbinado sugar over the macarons to give a bit of a fuzzy look. I baked the macarons in my small oven at 285 Fahrenheit for about 26 minutes. The macarons are done baking when you try to move a macaron and it doesn't feel jiggly. And also when you touch the top of the shell, it shouldn't feel soft. To make the peach jam filling, we are going to start with the peaches. Make sure to use very ripe peaches. Peel the peaches and then slice it and dice it fairly small because it's going to be in the filling of the macarons, so you don't want huge pieces of peach in there. Place the chopped peaches in a small saucepan with lemon juice, sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg. While the peaches cook, mix cornstarch and water together. Cook the peaches until they become soft over medium heat and the syrup becomes dark, about 5 to 10 minutes. Once the peaches are soft, add the cornstarch to the pan and cook for 1 to 2 minutes until thick. Remove the peaches to a small bowl and cover the surface with plastic wrap. Let the jam chill in the fridge before using. To make the streusel crumb, you're going to mix the flour, sugar, nutmeg, and cinnamon. Stir with a fork to combine, add the butter, and then you're going to cut the butter into the flour mixture with a fork until you obtain a crumbly mixture. Transfer the crumb mixture to the baking sheet and bake in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes, stirring every so often to break up the crumbs. To make the cinnamon cream cheese frosting, beat the softened cream cheese and butter together in a bowl. Add the powdered sugar, cinnamon, and vanilla to the bowl. Mix on low until the powdered sugar is incorporated and then raise the speed to medium and beat for 1 minute. To assemble the macarons, pipe the cream cheese frosting on the bottom shells. I used a tip 10. Spoon the peach jam in the center of each macaron. Sprinkle the streusel crumb on top of the jam filling. Place the other macaron on top. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and the template for the peach macarons.